Here we go again. It's, where are we? Monday. It's Monday. It's almost 7. It's 7 o'clock in the evening. It's the 23rd of May, 2011. I was going to do this the other day, but I'm just going to go and try to blast through it now because I want to get what's in my head out of my head. First of all, it's a bit odd talking to people not knowing if someone's there or someone's not there or what the hell is going on, but I'll bear with it and see how it goes again. I don't know if you can hear bells going off outside. There's a church clock tower chiming away there. I'll put that to the back of my mind as well. Number one on my head is what do you do when you see someone who needs help? What do you do when you see someone who has a problem and you know that you could support them and help them in that problem? What do you do when you see someone go down in that sense? Do you try to help pick them up, or do you just leave them because that's their problem and they're going to have to deal with that themselves? What do you do? I'm just a bit sick today of the absolute nonsense that I have to put up in terms with if I make some mistake somewhere with something, which happens because I'm only human and I'm not infallible, and we all make errors from time to time. That people come along and they start to kick you when you're down and stick the knife in, and doesn't it feel good to make sure that he really gets his just desserts for not being as good a human being as he should be? And does anyone actually stand around and try to help out at all? Is anyone going to lend a hand? Are you going to pick that person up? Are you going to say it's okay? Are you going to say, hey, not to worry, next time you'll get it right, don't worry about it, let's move on, let's try to make things better, let's look at what went wrong, let's analyze things? And the nature of life is to essentially to make things better, really, for most human beings, isn't it? Or is it something else? Is it just this I can take because you can give thing, or I guess everyone still has that opportunity to take a walk down whichever road they want to walk down in life. But I'm just asking people to think, when you see someone who's down, that maybe it's not too much to ask to reach out to that person, to give them a hand and say, come on, I'll help you up. Don't worry about it. If things didn't work this time, they'll work next time. As you would with your family. Because in a sense, we're all connected. We're all one in essence of consciousness of this experience which we have. Because if we fight against each other, we only truly destroy ourselves in that respect. So I just want to get it out of my head that what's this with kicking people when they're down? When they're down, they got enough problems already. What they need is a hand up, not another kicking. You're not proving yourself to be a human being. You're not proving yourself to be a man. You're not proving yourself to be wiser, brighter, better, on some kind of other higher existence at all, if you're kicking someone when they're down. That's the true test of people, is giving someone a hand in that situation, reaching out to them and helping in some unconditional way, where you're not asking for something back from it. You're just doing it because you're treating others the same way, with respect, that you want to be treated as well. So that's in my head today. I'm sick of these people kicking people when they're down and not actually coming up with something constructive. There's a lot of criticism, but there's no constructivism within that. It's all just, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad. I don't see anybody suggesting how they're going to go out there and make something better. So focus and think about that. That's my point today. Focus and think. Something happened last week. I'm going to hit on that. What happened last week was that a man called Daniel Estulin. I'm going to read a little bit of a report off this monitor I got here. So if you see me looking the other way, that's why. Daniel Estulin's a Spanish-based writer who wrote a very important book a few years ago called The Bilderberg Group. It was about the history of an organization or society which didn't have a name, that was able to infiltrate governments and enforce through those governments some social policies to change society. Now, what makes this interesting, I think, is that if you're a political student, if you study politology or international affairs or law, this affects you, but you're not ever going to study this group in school. It's not going to be one of your courses. It's not going to be in one of the titles or chapters there, although you might find the NWO as one of the chapters, but you're not going to find the BG of the Bilderberg group there. So that was a little inside joke for those who get my inside jokes. Anyway, Daniel Estulin was arrested last week. He was taken into custody by the Spanish police after he was informed that he was being detained by the authorities because it was believed he may be in possession of a fake passport. Of course, it's now just par for the course to detain people on the thought that there may actually be something which is not quite right about them. Maybe their t-shirt's the wrong color, or their hair's the wrong style, or their smile in the wrong way at you. Or maybe they're just in the wrong frame of mind at that point in time. But anyway, back to the point. I'm just reminded me of walking through airports and weird things going on. Not even the things you think about, other stuff. I've got stories. Anyway, after some questioning and quizzing, it was established that his passport was indeed genuine, which they knew it was in the first place. Which is another point about lies. How many lies do you have to go through before you're gonna draw a line and say please no more? I mean, if it's a friend, if it's someone you know, if it's someone in your family, I mean, how many lies are you going to take before finally you decide not to trust that person? You know, lied me once, lied me twice, lied me 3 times. I mean, aren't you a fool if you keep believing a liar who's constantly lying to you? So you know, if I just don't trust anything that's coming out, and of a lot of them, I don't trust anything. It's not true I don't trust anything. I think media in essence is good, but I think it's directed, it's driven definitely in the wrong direction right now. We have a few reporters who are out there doing their own work. Most people are sitting and waiting for Reuters to send out something, and they pick it up and they write about it, and it's all copycat kind of news. But there are a few reporters out there actually taking time to research subjects and print the truth. I'd refer to James Dellingpole, who works for he worked for the Telegraph or the Guardian, or I think he's independent and writes for different newspapers. He's pretty much got a good key on what's going on out there. But you got to do legwork if you want to do real journalism. You got to go out and meet the people, talk with them, and try to get in their mindset and try to understand what is going on for them. You really got to get out there. Anyway, this is a man who's done that. This is a man who's gone out there. He's done the research. He's traveled around. He's met the people. He's gone to the meetings, and he knows what he's talking about. And on the other side, you've got people who are just following orders. They're wearing a uniform, they're getting off on a power trip, and they think they can do whatever they want. Anyway, he was told he couldn't leave the country and not his country and not travel to Ireland on account of the fact that Queen Elizabeth was on her state visit to the country, and this author was indeed a political threat at that time. It's getting beyond that, with writers now getting detained and censored as they travel from country to country. I mean, if you've seen any of if you've read any of Estjohn's work, then or seen any interviews with him, then you'll know he's pretty much on a level with what he's doing and talking about. This was also in connection with the fact that last week a bomb imploded near Buckingham Palace. Imploded. Is some kind of weird inside joke going on there? I don't know. I can't remember the last time anyone ever imploded a bomb. It goes beyond belief. Odd timing for it to happen before the Queen's visit, allowing security to be extra tightened and strengthened. There's so much stuff around the Queen's visit. The Queen should be allowed to visit anybody that she wants, but it's what goes on around that I disagree with. The taking down of one type of flag, the putting up of another kind of flag, the saying of what can and what can't be done on the streets, anyway, this is not about that. Or is it? Well, who knows? Anyway, this is also at the same time that we've been looking at huge demonstrations that have been taking place in Spain by its citizens because the EU is not working. They've been following European guidelines to run their economy. They've been taken for a ride. Essentially, that's a nice way of putting it. All of the people in the country have been taken for a ride. Jobs gone, companies gone, support gone, everything gone, and now the people are quite rightly irate about the whole situation. So, good luck to the Spanish. Passive resistance, get what you want by intelligent thought processes to act to cause change. And this detaining of Estjohn sort of segues into another detaining which happened recently, which was the detaining of Charlie Veitch, the British free speech love police activist, who's about as dangerous as a hair on your head, who was arrested in a pre-crime raid on his home, on the what do you arrest him on the condition, the idea, the thought that he might quite possibly have expressed his own personal opinion about the royal wedding before it happened, much as we love the young couple and hope for the best for them and don't want anything bad to happen to them, because you can't blame the children for the mistakes of their parents. They've got to have their rights to live their own way and make their own mistakes. So I mean, well, what is that? What do we? I mean, this. Where is pre-crime? What the hell? I mean, we're going back to Philip K. Dick and his science fiction here, and looking at the concept of that Minority Report, where you arrest people to stop a crime before it happened. I mean, there is a dilemma in the censor of a crime, but you essentially can prepare to stop something, but you have to sort of catch somebody in the act as it goes through. So I wanted to make the point about Charlie Veitch. I wanted to make the point about us needing to have Daniel Estjohn and Charlie Veitch out on the street because it's free speech. And I wanted to make the point about the JFK speech that he made about there's a monolithic conspiracy and that we need the press and an open press to work to preserve speech within our society. I'll try to post up a few links to that, and I hope that unlocks a mind that's out there. Thank you. I'm going to stop this now.